those of you who are watching this on recording, we meet the second Wednesday and the fourth Wednesday every month. It's from 7 till 7:45 UK time. You use the same link, the link that you've got, that link gets updated all the time. So if you come across the link anywhere, normally it's updated to the next live session. These sessions are for business professionals and coaches looking to improve their communicating, motivating, and influencing skills via NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So we were just getting a wee bit there of who's all here, where you come from, and what level of NLP experience or not you have. Today, it's all about the art of setting achievable goals. Setting achievable goals is an art. Anyone can set a SMART goal. And you hear it in business all the time. Yes, I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to achieve that. I'm going to achieve the next thing. And it's all out there. It's all dissociated and it's all lip service. That's not to say quite a lot of people that set SMART goals won't achieve their goals. But when we're working with NLP coaching, we're going one step further and getting people really associated physiologically with the goal. Your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. I know most of you will know that, but if you've heard that for the first time, write it down, because this is so important, and this is so important to teach this to the people you coach. We now know from neuroscience that your brain just doesn't know the difference, and I can prove it. I want you to pretend I've got a lemon here. It's a lovely, juicy lemon. And I'm going to cut that lemon with a sharp knife. And I sometimes get people go, careful, you don't cut yourself. I cut myself this lemon with a sharp knife. And I take this lemon. That lemon juice is fantastic. Put your hand up or put a thumbs up if you can taste, if you're feeling that. I know I can see that Jackie's feeling it. We're not in the same room. We're not in the same countries. In lots of cases, we're not in the same continent. And yet, you're still able to imagine what it feels like to have a really sour lemon, a sour, juicy lemon in your mouth. So the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. The first thing you have to do when you're setting goals, get really clear of what you want to achieve. I would say this is the gold star of coaching, is helping your clients get really clear of what they want to achieve. Jackie, may I mention, we did goal setting. Those of you who are going through the NLP Mastery for Business and Coaching, the online self-learning course, we did goal setting with Jackie right at the beginning of that course. I think it was module 1. We did the goal setting for that. And when you set that goal, Jackie was setting a goal about clients, and she was like, 2 clients and a little bit like this. And then she went to 1 client and her physiology changed. What else changed after that, Jackie, apart from just your physiology changing?
My focus changed. And I did get the client, by the way.
Fantastic. Well done. Okay, and then the next one and the next one and the next one will come in. But that one focus, and what was the difference with that focus? How did that change how you approach things?
I can give you the analogy of trying to chase 10 rabbits. You won't get one, but if you focus on the one, then you have a greater chance of getting it. And this client came in, incidentally, I shared with you my magazine that I send out to leads, and it's a mentor magazine.
Yeah.
And the client that I have now, my big package client, one of his, I guess, partners that he does business with, went into his office and he saw this magazine and he was just like, oh, this is a great magazine. Flipped through it, saw the ad that I have of my client in the back, and he was really impressed by it. So he reached out to me. He really just wanted to place an ad in my magazine.
Okay.
So then I'm thinking, okay, I haven't done this before. How do I do this? How much do I charge? But then I got on a call with him and we just started talking. And as he learned about what I was doing, he said, I think I'm in love. I need you.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
So, and it was that simple.
And it's interesting that you said the client came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I come from a 25-year sales career, working out in the Middle East, working internationally, working in the UK. And there's a saying that happens in sales: the busier you are, the luckier you get. And there's something about people who get really focused on what they're looking for and do the work. And then I've seen it happen so too many times for it to be coincidental. Extra work comes in, and it comes in from seemingly nowhere. But the thing is, you were focused, you were doing the work, and because you had that focus, when you got that person in front of you, you were able to talk about exactly what it is you could offer.
Exactly.
And that's what we're talking. So this is where it's really important. But thank you very much for sharing that, Jackie. And that's wonderful. So well done for getting. Congratulations. Fabulous. Okay, so that was Jackie just sharing. By becoming very clear on her goal, she was able to get her next client. And she's building a really incredible portfolio of clients in the States that's setting up you've got a fabulous business anyway, but this is just how you're really starting to grow your business. Most people, when they set goals, when they come to us as coaches and they set goals, I can guarantee that hardly anyone ever goes for the first goal they talk about. They'll come out with the first goal, and then you start refining and refining, and then people start getting much clearer as to what it is they're looking to achieve. So my advice to people that are working is that if you're a coach and you're working with clients, don't just start working on their first goal. Go much deeper, figure out, so what's the reason for that? What's the reason you want to achieve that? What will this do for you achieving it? There's lots of different questions you can ask, and we know that's meta model questions. But the whole thing here is get really clear on what you want to achieve. And why I've put this particular photograph up is, guess what goals we set that we get really clear about? Our holidays. Well, that's what people do. People set holiday goals. They decide where they're going to, normally when they're going to go, where they're going to go. They decide their budget. Who here has booked a holiday that's been far more expensive than you were expecting to spend, but you still got it anyway? Yeah, everyone's got that. And what happens when you book a holiday? You see it, you feel it, you start to imagine what clothes you're taking, how you're going to look, where you're going to go, what food you're going to eat, how it's going to taste, how you're going to feel. So you're engaging all your senses. So how would it be if you started doing the same thing with the goals that you want to achieve with your career, and helping your clients do the same things with the goal they want to achieve with their career? So we talk about, first of all, engage all your senses. See how it looks, feel how it feels, and hear how it sounds. You can actually, how does it taste? How does it smell? How am I going to feel when I'm there? As you achieve this now, that's a little bit of hypnotic language we've done there. As you achieve this now, what you're telling your brain is you're going to do it now. We're not going to wait for you to actually achieve it. It's going to feel what it feels like at this particular point of time. Now, a lot of people still think NLP is a little bit ooh, and they get a little bit, that NLP stuff, I'm not sure about it. And it's been my absolute drive and passion to bring NLP out of that frame and bring it into really practical, powerful experiences. And what I mean by that is we've got to be able to give examples. And one of the best examples I can give is every single gold Olympian athlete who's on the planet now has done all their training with physical trainers and mind trainers, normally known as sports psychologists. And they have been visualizing getting their gold. They've been visualizing having challenges that will stop them getting the goal and how they're going to overcome it. So this isn't anything new. This is absolutely recognized in sports. Neuroscience knows The neuroscience have proven we do not know the difference between reality and imagination. And if you create something really vivid in your imagination and imagine yourself stepping into it, you're actually creating what is known as a future memory. So it's a memory of something that hasn't happened yet, but it feels so familiar. I looked at Jackie's smiling because she got that future memory, so that when you actually do step into it, you deserve it. It's what you do. There's a lot of other things around goal setting that we don't have time to cover here. That we work with values, we work with neurological levels. There's lots of different ways that NLP skills take you a lot deeper. But for me, getting clear, first of all, in your goal is the very first time. That's the very first step you do. Goals are only achieved when you have a clear pathway forwards. Having someone support and believe in you is a great motivator for achieving goals. How long does it take to make a decision? How long do you think it takes to make a decision? You can stick it in the chat. I can say I did a wee mind read. I did a lip read, not mind read, a lip read with Jackie there. Jackie, it's a nanosecond. How long does it take to weigh up making a decision? It can take years. But the actual decision, once you make the decision, who's felt that? When they've been going over something time and time again, and then, okay, I know what I'm doing now, everything changes. Your perception changes. The way you see the world changes. The way you're attracting things into you changes. And it only comes after that decision's made. So one of the first things I ask once I'm helping someone get clear is, do you want to achieve that goal? Is this something that you really want to achieve? Or is this just something that's a little bit of a dream that you're not there yet? Also, we do know, now I heard something really fascinating last week on Radio 4 in the UK. We know that having someone support you is absolutely huge in the way people achieve goals. Being accountable, or just having someone back you, someone that's got your back, someone that believes in you, someone that will help you when your motivation drops a little bit. This is absolutely huge. But this program I was listening to on Radio 4 was all about, it was neuroscience, it was all in the mind, it's called. And they were looking at the neurological benefits of volunteering. And when people volunteer, they can have huge benefits for their mental health. Except when they're volunteering because they want to feel good about volunteering. That actually changes the outcome. So if someone's wanted to go, oh, I'm a volunteer, I do all volunteering, that is completely, they're getting a completely different result in their brain to someone who's not being selfish about it, really just completely focusing on the other person for the good of that other person. So from a leadership perspective, you cannot pay lip service to supporting someone. These leaders that are quite jealous of someone who does really well and actually say they want to motivate you and support you, but they don't. But if you really believe and want to support in someone, as long as you're genuinely supporting that, you'll get a mental health benefit from it, and they'll get this incredible lift that comes from knowing that someone supports them. You might be the first person that's ever supported that person. Now think about it. The community we are here, the majority of us are business coaches, or we're coaching people in business. Am I correct? In most cases, that's what we're doing. Now, in that community as such, especially if someone's setting up their own business, they might have everybody against them saying, you've got a good job. Why are you leaving your good job? Why are you leaving this? Why are you leaving that? So you might be the only person in the world that supports them, that actually champions them and helps them get to where they want to go. And then we've got the logical levels. We will not cover this just now, but we don't actually cover this in this particular, in the NLP Edge, but we have Robert Dilt's neurological levels, and this is the goal. This is for achieving goal, but without knowing the logical levels, you can take a note of this. You've got the environment. So what do you need? What are the things, people, and places you need before you can do whatever you want to do? Now, that includes money. Money fits an environment. And that could be savings, or it could be an income, or it could be whatever. But you've got to look at that, because if people are not steady in a way of getting an income in, they're going to cause all sorts of problems for trying to achieve goals, because they're going to get too worried about paying the bills. Behavior. What behavior do you have to do to be able to achieve that goal? Every single person's in here at their own time at the moment. For some of you, it's later on in the evening. For some of you, it's the afternoon time. But you've taken time out to come and invest time in yourself. So what do you have to start doing, and what do you have to stop doing to achieve your goal? And very often when people are setting success goals, there's an awful lot left to give up. I've given up thousands of weekends. I've given up thousands of evenings. I've never actually regretted doing any of that. But the majority of people will say, I remember hearing a lovely say once about this, she was a world-class pianist. And someone went up to her and said, oh, I'd love to be able to play like you. She said, obviously you don't, or you would have put in the work. So it's helping people understand, if you're wanting to achieve a really good goal in life, there's a lot of effort goes into that. And it's not effort when, yeah, everything's going good. It's effort when you just can't be bothered. You can't be bothered to go ahead. So again, we're looking at that. And then you're looking at skills and capabilities. Does someone have the skills to do something? Also, capabilities. Do they have the common sense? We cannot teach common sense. We cannot teach enthusiasm. You know that? Common sense and enthusiasm cannot be taught. If someone is enthusiastic and tenacious, they will normally get there because they will find a way. So have they got the capability of learning? And you've also got to ask in there, have they got the desire to learn? Because nothing that and also one of the things I'll bring in here as well is people talk about, oh, you're always really successful and you do this, you do that, you do the next thing. Every single one of us here have got far more failures than successes. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be here. We would have given up. So every single successful goal that's been achieved for someone, there's hundreds of goals don't get achieved for whatever reason. And very often it's not from lack of trying. Values and beliefs. How does this goal fit with your values and beliefs? Does it fit with your values and beliefs? Do you believe you can achieve it? Or are you just kidding yourself you can achieve it? There's a big difference between knowing in your heart you can achieve something to thinking, oh, maybe I'll achieve this one day. Identity. What identity do you have to step into to achieve that goal? If you want to run your own business, you've got to step into the identity of an entrepreneur. If you want to be a director, you've got to step into the identity of a director. If you want to be a really successful coach, you have to step into the identity of a really successful coach. And then we've got the top one, which is the purpose, the vision or purpose. What's your purpose for doing whatever you want to do? And I like to keep that really simple. What's the purpose of achieving this goal? So if you haven't already done so, you can, if you don't have this, I'll just share that screen. You can take a photograph of that screen. Let's just take that out of the way. You can take a photograph of that screen because there's no handouts come with this particular session we're doing just now. Okay. And then creating SMART goals. A SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Stated in the positive, you say what you want to happen, not what you don't want to happen. I don't want to miss my target. Okay, so what are we going for? Now, in NLP, we also have meta programs, and we have an away from and a towards meta program. And if you do decide to go on to the NLP Mastery for Business and Coaching, that self-learning course, that covers all things like meta programs. That's actually in module 8 of that training. That takes you it takes you much, much deeper in different ways of motivating different behavior styles. But you've got to, when we're setting the goal, you've got to get someone to be able to say what they want to achieve. You can't put into a sat nav, I don't want to go to Glasgow. Your sat nav will go, what? Does not compute. Your brain's exactly the same. So even if someone's from an away from meta program, that's the motivation for moving there. They still need to know where they're going. They still need to know what they have to achieve. So it's very important you get people to be clear at what they want to achieve. The desired goal must be in control of the person setting the goal. You cannot coach someone to get a job. It's impossible to coach someone to get a job. Why? Because the decision for the job is made outside of that person. That person doesn't make the decision. However, you can coach someone to be prepared for an interview. You can coach someone to develop the skills. You can coach someone to develop the identity, the behavior, everything they need to do to get the job. So we've got to look at how we're actually setting the goal, what specifically must be in control. The part that you want that person to work with must be in control of them. Now, this is the bit that changes a SMART goal into a well-formed goal. Can you see, hear, feel, maybe smell and taste what it's like when you've achieved this? See how it looks, feel how it feels, hear how it sounds. Now, when we're setting goals with our clients, we go into a really motivated state as if we're there. And that state is transferred, and that state is transferred perfectly over camera. So the person who's helping someone achieve the goal, someone set the goal. See how I'm already saying achieve the goal? Because my clients achieve their goals. You've got to get the state of being really motivated and transfer that state to that person. That is so powerful. And then you do an ecology check. How will achieving this affect family, friends, health, job, etc.? So you've got to check with someone, what's it going to do? How's this going to help you? And this is where I ask, what will you give up? What will you gain and what do you need to give up? Sometimes people have to give up negative friendships. Sometimes you've got to step away from the people that tell you you'll never be able to do this. Would you take good advice from someone who doesn't know what to do? This is when you've got to start looking at your mentors, start looking at the people that you want to hang out with, people that you want to spend time with, and people you can model and learn from. So I've got a little checklist here. I'll tell you where it's at the end, and then you can take a photograph. Have you made a decision to achieve this? The number of clients I have asked that question to, and you see them going, nobody's asked me that before. And sometimes they'll go, actually, no, I haven't. Until now. Or if they say no, you've got to say, okay, so what have you made a decision to do? Because you're here, you're investing in coaching. What are you here to do? But it's such a cool question to ask because people do not expect it. What motivates and inspires you to achieve this? Do you have the skills and knowledge to do this? Have you done this before? Or have you done something similar to this before? Do you know the steps? Because if they don't know the steps, they're going to have to find the strategy to do it. How will you know when you've achieved this? Really important. That's a real sort of hypnotic language question. How will you know when you've achieved this? Because people need to be able to go, I've done it. I've actually done it. Because a lot of goals just start, once they're really set, and once you start motoring on and doing whatever you're doing, that goal tends to disappear from everyday life and until you suddenly find you're doing it. I remember setting a goal of I wanted to be a trainer, and I remember really clearly the day I'd actually said to myself, I've just run a training course. I am now a trainer. I've achieved it. That was years ago, but I remember that lovely feeling of knowing I've actually achieved that goal. How will you measure the outcome? You've got to go, and it's got to be to do with your client, how they're going to measure it. How committed are you to achieving this goal? Who here has got a rubbish social life? You've got a rubbish social life, okay? Who here has ever gone on a diet? Best way to get a social life, you know that? You get a rubbish social life, you go on a diet, and I can guarantee within 48 hours, somebody will get in touch with you and invite you out for something to eat. There'll be a dinner, there'll be something happens that you go, oh, and you're getting pulled. Every single goal that's worth setting will have a challenge. So you talk about how are you going to overcome your challenges, not if there's a challenge. There will be challenges. There has to be challenged. Write down your goal with today's date and the date will be achieved and sign it. Okay, so when you're writing it down, you always write down the day you set it and the day, month and year when it will be achieved, and then you sign it. It's really cool to do that, to take time to do that for yourself and then go back to it and see. I've found so many goals that I've set that I've forgotten about, then I've found the piece of paper and the notebook it was in. I've gone, oh, tick, tick, it's been done. Okay, so there's some business examples here. Increase annual revenue by 15% in the next financial year. That's specific. The goal specifies the target to increase the annual revenue. Measurable, the goal is measurable using financial data and can be tracked throughout the financial year. Achievable, the 15% increase is realistic based on market trends, past performances and available resources. And it's relevant. Increasing revenue aligns with the overall business, the business objective of growth and profitability, and time bound. The goal has a specific time frame of 1 financial year. So I'll just do the coaching example, then put you in the breakout rooms. Help my client develop effective communication skills within 3 months. Specific, we know what we're doing, it's communication skills. Measurable, the improvement can be measured through client feedback and assessments. Achievable, it's a realistic skill they can learn. And relevant, effective communication skills are essential for personal and professional growth. And time-bound, the goal has a specific time frame of 3 months. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms for, let me see, 7 minutes. Let me just get the breakout rooms up and running. We'll do 4. Just 7 minutes. You can share a goal, or you can use the time you've got to help, maybe get someone help clarify a goal that you've got. Or if you do, but it's really nice if you share a goal, because there's something really powerful about voicing out loud what you're going to achieve. Now, when you state the goal, you state it in present tense. I achieve, or you can do it in past tense. I have achieved. I remember my goal was I deliver an NLP Business Practitioner training. I have delivered an NLP Business Practitioner training. And I did that before I actually set that out. Okay, so 7 minutes, that'll be 39. We'll bring you back out. They'll just open the rooms and we'll see you in a wee while. I might actually, let's make it 6 minutes. We'll just go down to 6. Okay.
I actually, yeah, there are many things within her that changed to the, let's say, to the best.
Okay.
And yeah, and there were many issues that were affecting her, and now she feels great. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for coming on, and you'll be able to see the recording. Okay, how was that? How did everyone go on? Did anyone get any goals clarified, or how did it feel maybe just to state your goals? Okay, so let me just, I'm aware of time, but I'll just show you this and then we'll get a little bit of feedback in a moment. So let me just share this with you. I'm just going on to the next one. One of the things you want to do is always timeline your goals and milestones. Timeline refers to the way you concept the time inside. Everyone needs a way to differentiate between the past, present, and future. Make sure you've got a timeline in your head so that you can imagine what has to happen to achieve your goal. Okay, so I want to make an announcement. We have got a new course starting. It's starting in July. It's 3 2-hour modules. It's July the 17th, 24th, and 31st, and it's from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock UK time. Mastering the Art of Frictionless Communication, NLP Strategies for Coaches, and it's a free online course. I don't have the details of that yet, but I'll be bringing you'll be getting sent out details of that, but I wanted just to let you know we've got the dates set for that. Those of you who are NLP trained, we've still got an offer on for the NLP Business Circle Club. 2 3 hour, sorry, so that should be 2 hours, so I need to get that changed. 2 2-hour live hour masterclasses each month. Second Tuesday from 12 till 2 UK time. 4th Thursday and that's our next one's tomorrow from 7 till 9 UK time. Live practice sessions and coaching, video, audio, workbook archives since 2020, VIP NLP Business Circle community, and 30% members discount on all courses and coaching. Normally that's $97 a month, and we've got this offered now for $47 a month. So if you're wanting to become a member of that club, now, when you join that club, you've actually got all the archives. I've just put the link is in the chat. You get access to all the archives from 2020. It's from December 2020. So it's a massive, I know most of you are actually members of that club that are here tonight, but anyone that's not, I'll just give you some information. So what did you get from that? I just want 2 people. What did you get from talking about goal setting? Who wants to go first? Let's get feedback from 2 of you.
I'll go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, I have got this thing has been long in the tooth, really. So I was just wondering why I wasn't starting. So Jackie just goes, "When do you want to start?" Oh, I just said 1st of July, and I thought, "Wow, that's really sweet."
And have you written it down?
Yeah, I diarised it in my electronic diary.
Yeah.
It'll ping on the 1st of July.
And sometimes just for someone to say, when are you starting?
Yeah, and the other side of it was that someone's actually got to ask me, "Have you done it yet?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you made sure you and Jackie have been touched for that?
Oh yeah, she said she's going to ask me next time.
Because you're both in the NLP Business Circle Club. So Jackie, you can find them. You can find them in the community section. Have you done this yet? Fabulous. What else? Thank you, Arif. Next session. Thank you very much for that. The next session is the power of rapport building. And that's the 10th of July. I can't believe it. It's every 2 weeks now. So next time we come back will be the 10th of July. We've got an NLP Business Circle Masterclass tomorrow on anchoring. Those of you who are club members, it's anchoring, and we're going to do lots of different exercises on that. Okay, so we've got a little bit over time. Give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you for everyone who came here tonight, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, and those of you that are coming tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Thanks all. Take care.
I'll put the recording off if anyone wants to have a chat.